what you're getting right now that's propping up the market are all of the institutional investors, the people that are still have the money that are scooping up houses, and they're thinking 20, 30 years out. They're not thinking about what is the time, what is it going to cost me right now? How much am I going to pay in a mortgage? They're looking at, the housing market's going to increase just because the value of the dollar increases, because the value of the house increases, and everything flows in that manner. And just off top, segue is, even if there is a slight correction, you're looking at what, 15, 20%. I think in 2008, the max was 30%. So yeah, it helps with some of the costs of buying a house and owning a house, but it doesn't really make a massive difference like everybody thinks it might.
But just to basically also illustrate something that you guys may not have
wrap it up, Royce.
I'm sorry?
I said, yeah, give us a wrap on this one.
Okay.
You get the final say. Final say.
I don't get more talking time?
No, millennial. Be quiet.
Oh, don't worry.
I have more points.
I'm coming back for you. Hold on. From where we're currently sitting, where the current interest rates are, they are higher than where we were at 2008. Not sure if you guys realize that, because when I bought my house in 2001, the interest rate was, I think, 6.185 or something like that. 875 is where I literally bought my house in 2001, right? We're sitting way above that. So that means until things get where things really hit the fan, literally just getting the rates back down to 2008 level would be an accomplishment. And then basically past that, where they started doing the quantitative easing to where we got to where we were two and a quarter, 2.5. I don't think we'll see that for another decade. Like, there's no way. Because
just clarifying question. Are you saying where rates started in 08 or where they ended at like
near
they
zero? Started in 08.
Oh, okay. Where did they start? I was like 6.
Yeah.
God.
You mean Barney didn't have
I was
Barney
12.
didn't have a show
I
on
wasn't
this?
watching. I wasn't paying attention to CNBC at the time.
So from where we're sitting, there's no way. Like, even if they cut rates and let's say they brought it back down to what the rate was, 6%, that's still above where it was in 2008. So a lot of people are in the private sector, they're like, okay, I can sit. And you have to also remember that institutional investors, when they invest, they're not paying a mortgage. They're paying the price of it is right now, and then letting it appreciate and then selling it to just realize the full gain from it. Right. So if you, like, for example, my house, when I bought it, it was 145K. My house is currently appraising at about 415 right now. Right. So if I bought it straight out in 2001, regardless of the interest rate, I'm sitting at almost a 200% return on my money for basically owning my house for 20 years.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point that I was trying to make, is the only people that are really concerned about, as far as specifically mortgage rates, the only people that are really concerned about that particular interest rate are the ones that are like thinking, what am I going to have to pay per month for this house?
I agree 100% there.
So, and you have to also consider, and again, I can go on for hours about this whole thing, but you also have to consider that the interest rate on, you go back to the boomer argument where they're like, oh, well, we paid 13, 14% interest back in the 60s and 70s. Okay, that's all well and good, but the value of the house.
Yeah, it was a 30 house back then, as opposed to a $300,000 house.
Right. Your income ratio was significantly different. I mean, you could make, you had to make like $40,000 a year, even, adding on inflation or considering inflation, you had to make like $40,000 a year with a single income household to be able to afford something that is reasonable now. In this current economy, it's like $250,000 as far as the average price of a house.
413.
Unless you're living in the sticks or you're living in something that we call living.
Or you have to completely relocate to some area that is more affordable. And but again, that is, as someone who has recently moved, that's not exactly a small undertaking.